Man, yo, still bills, what's the deal, man? Yo, peep game, man. We gotta rap about this whole Canelo Alvarez going up to motherfucking cruiserweight shit, right? Like, I'll start by saying I'm not the biggest fan of it. I think it's a real courageous move, but my thing is, we all saw what happens to fighters when they jump up in weight and come back down to the division that they're fighting in initially. Roy Jones was never the same when he came back down, man, from cruiserweight. Kell Brook, we all, his career was completely detoured after he came back down from fighting Golovkin. I'm not saying that he's, Canelo is Kell Brook. I think he's far more talented than Kell Brook, but it's just, when you jump up in weight like that, Amir Khan is another one. When you jump up in weight like that, it's not just the skill set. Canelo is better than every fighter at cruiserweight, but it's a combination of the skill and the size that gets these bigger dudes by. We don't know if Canelo's power would translate to, to cruiserweight. We don't know if his punch resistance will as well. We don't know. We don't have a clue, man. He can go up there, he could win the fight, but he could take a, significant punishment in the fight and not be the same when he comes back down to defend his undisputed status. And if that happens, it's gonna be a clusterfuck of niggas having shit to say. Oh man, I told you he wasn't that good. All that bullshit, man. I don't think he should do it at the moment, because it's still, I think that should be a move after just after you've gotten the motherfuckers out of the way that everybody wants you to get out of the way. You dig? I was really looking forward to you fighting Jamal Charlo for Cinco de Mayo. I'm not even gonna front, because I really just want you to crash this nigga like that, bro. I'm tired, the tough guy antics, his fans, I'm just tired of it, man. I want you to go in there and crash that nigga, man. And I think that's a bigger fight than Makabu. I think that's a bigger fight. I think there's more fights for you to have with Benavidez. I think this is a move that you should do gradually. I don't think you should be moving up before you fight Bivol and Beterbiev. I think those are fights you should have fought first, so you can slowly acclimate yourself into the division. Yeah, you stepped on Kovalev, most definitely, man, but that was some years ago. It wasn't the best Kovalev, but the fact that you was able to stretch that nigga the way that you did is, that's a testament to your power, man. But now you still have to go one more division north to deal with this dude. So, those are my only gripes with it, man. I'm in a bit of a gray area because I like it, but I don't like it, man. That's the reason why I don't like it. But I think it's dope that, homie is courageous enough to jump up 2 divisions north of where he's at now and try to capture a title, man. He's about tacking shit onto his leg, to his career. I'm not mad at that, man. Roy Jones Jr. did it. And my biggest thing is this, man. Even Roy said Lennox Lewis is too big of a stretch. Not just with the height, but just the size advantage. Lennox is about 240, man. That's a big dude. That's a big dude. And he's 6'5". He's a huge dude. And Roy Jr. is coming up from light heavyweight. So it's like, yeah, man, I don't know. That may be too much of a stretch, but I do want to add on to my legacy, man. So let me chip away at some of the smaller dudes in the division. Let me go holler at John Ruiz. I don't see anything wrong with that, man. What people do, people kill me with the shit that they do, man. Like, what makes you think a fighter is just supposed to jump up that much and go immediately after the HNIC in that division? He's supposed to go fight Breedis and Okoli. He's supposed to do that as his introduction fight into the cruiserweight division. I think that's real senseless for people to say. He's just supposed to just jump up and fight them niggas. Just go, if you're gonna jump up and fight the best. Like, no, that's not how it works. That's not how it works at all. Mikey Garcia got all the love and admiration for doing that, but it was dumb. That made no sense. You have to acclimate yourself into the division, man. You do. You do, because you could possibly win the fight. Canelo could possibly win with Makabu, but he may not like how he feels up there. He may not like how big. Yo, man, these dudes is hitting hard up here. They're hitting harder. Those dudes they can tangle with heavyweights. A lot of those cruiserweights, they can fight at heavyweight. I'd say all of them could. Whether they be successful or not is a different story, but they can comfortably go to heavyweight and do the damn thing. You may not like the, you may be finding yourself buzz and have your legs, rocked a little bit longer than you normally would have at cruiserweight. So I'll chip at the the lesser of the champions up there. I see nothing wrong with that. I see nothing wrong with what he's doing. That's smart. You don't go after no Lawrence Okolis and no Maris Breedis. You don't do that. And you're looking to this is your introduction into the division. Be happy that he's fighting a fucking champion. Like, niggas got a lot to say about this, man, and it's because they just are so hell-bent on Charlo getting this fight, or they just, honestly, it's a fight. This is a fight that, all right, cool, y'all want to see Canelo lose so bad. I bet that, man, he's at a serious disadvantage going into this fight. He's at a serious disadvantage going into this fight. Does he have the skill to compete? Absolutely, man, but it's not just the skill, it's the size on top of the skill. It's a correlation of both when you're at a disadvantage. We don't know if Canelo's going to be able to translate his skill set as far as his power and just how he moves. Can he move fluently with all that extra weight on him up there? We don't know. So he's at a disadvantage. So, all right, yeah, cool. Go up there and lose. Go up there and get your ass beat. That's honestly what I figured y'all would be looking forward to. But y'all just are so hell-bent on Charlo getting this fight and David Benavidez. I'm seeing people say he swerved David Benavidez. How do you swerve a nigga that has lost his belt twice, once on the scale, once to cocaine? That's not him swerving. That's not him swerving at all. And not to mention, when this shit was happening, Canelo was in a legal fight. He was wrapped up in a lawsuit. And he didn't fight all of last year until December. Benavidez lost his belt by then. That's Canelo's fault. That's his fault. Y'all don't think shit through, and that's the biggest pet peeve I have with a lot of you niggas, man. Y'all don't think shit through because y'all hate the dude so much. Y'all hate the nigga so much that, yo, man, it sounds logical or it sounds cool to say, so I'ma just say it. This, no matter how illogical it is. He swerved Benavidez because Benavidez lost it. Like, that doesn't, because he didn't fight Benavidez. Benavidez didn't have a title. He lost his title on the scales. And what y'all are failing to realize is this. He's planning on fighting 3 times next year. He's planning on fighting 3 times next year. Why is Charlo out of the equation? All this because he's not fighting him next. He's fighting 3 times next year. God granted, he preserves his life until then. We always got to say that. But he's fighting 3 times next year. Like, how do we? He's fought 4 times in the calendar between December and now. He's fought 4 times. It would have been 5 had the negotiations with Caleb Plant didn't go through, fall through. He's fought 4 times, 3 times this year in 2021. He's fought 3 times this year. 3. While the nigga that y'all want him to fight so bad has only fought once. And y'all are so hell-bent on talking greasy about what Canelo was doing. How many of you niggas have heard of Isaac Cruz? Leonard Ellaby is on record with saying fuck Eddie Hearn because Eddie Hearn was trying to get Gervonta Davis to accept Devin Haney as a alternate to turn it into a title battle when Rolly Romero went down. Y'all don't have no problem with him fighting Isaac Cruz. Y'all had no problem with him jumping. It's amazing how y'all do shit, man. The average fan does not know who Mario Barrios is. They ain't got a clue. Ain't got a fucking clue. Y'all had no problem with him going up there and fighting for a Reggie belt with Mario Barrios, and y'all are to this day trying to tell motherfuckers that he's a 3-division world champion. Canelo is trying to become a legitimate 5-division world champion, and y'all are giving him all types of flack about it. Y'all ain't said shit about Tank Davis and his opponent selection. Y'all have said nothing about it. Nothing. Isaac Cruz is cool with y'all. Y'all are still gonna buy the pay-per-view. Mario Barrios was cool with y'all. Y'all bought the pay-per-view. Juan Montiel was cool with y'all. Y'all tuned into the fight. I tuned into the fight. Y'all was cool with that. Y'all was A-okay with that. But this dude is putting himself at a serious disadvantage to fight a legitimate champion in the division. And it's an issue because he's not fighting Jermall Charlo or David Benavidez or Andre. Y'all niggas are a trip. I swear to God. It's laughable the points that y'all try to make. And y'all really stand on y'all square when it comes to it as well. It's like, bro, are you kidding me right now? Y'all niggas are some nutcases. Jermall Charlo has fought once this year and it's looking like he won't fight. He's clearly not gonna fight nobody. And we ain't got but what, a few days left of motherfucking November. Well, a week and some change of November. He's not fighting nobody, this year within the past month. He's not doing that. We'll see him next year in the ring. And with who? I think Canelo should fight Charlo next. I do. I most definitely do. But what niggas is failing to realize is because y'all want, okay, so what? Yeah, he was a mandatory at 154 once. All right, cool. Well, the fact of the matter is he's not in the scope for the time being for next. So what's he gonna do until then? How's he gonna keep busy until Canelo decides to acquiesce this man? Is he just gonna stay, sit on his hands and, continue to fight Juan Montiel's? Is he just gonna do that? I mean, the dude still does have a career. What are you gonna do with it? You're cool with this. Y'all are cool with this. Because y'all are just hell-bent on the fact that this man Canelo needs to be fighting him. Canelo has beat better competition than Jermall Charlo. He has. He has. Why are y'all not holding Charlo? This dude is fighting 3 times in a year. We saw Bud once last year. We'll see him once this year. This nigga's the face of the fucking sport, and y'all are... What exactly? Y'all cool with that? Y'all cool with y'all cool with y'all cool with motherfuckers just fighting once a year, but y'all want Canelo to fight hard fight after hard fight after hard, and I think this is a harder fight because of the disadvantage he's putting himself at. I don't understand how people don't get that. He went undisputed in a division in under a year. We could talk about the Andre is the only one who has a legitimate argument that Canelo is swerving. And even then, that's looking a little shaky because he was stripped at 160. He mentioned Andre's name. He was stripped. All right, you know what? I'm outie. But I'm sure there's other shit that go on that I'm just not, aware of. I'm sure it is. I won't doubt it. Andre is the only legitimate fighter who has an argument to say that Canelo was avoiding him. Nobody else. And everybody can sit here and Jermall Charlo won't even jump up to fight fucking David Benavidez. But y'all clapping at Canelo? I'm seeing people talk about David Benavidez as a lame because he keep clapping at Charlo. Charlo was the one who opened that door. But he's wrong. He's wrong for that. Charlo's the sucker for letting a nigga know, nah, bro, I ain't letting, no. You shouldn't have said my name. I'll knock him out. He get hit too much. I bet. You gotta prove that now. He's wrong for staying on Charlo's neck. He a lame for that, according to you niggas. Like, y'all niggas is a trip. I swear to God. I don't know how a lot of this shit makes sense in y'all heads, bro. I don't get it, man. I don't get a lot of you dudes. Canelo is trying to make history. I'm not even mad at that. Becoming a 5-division world champion, that shit is dope. That's dope. Y'all want him to fight Charlo. What is Charlo gonna do? Charlo won't even unify. He's chasing everybody else who just so happens to be tied up in fights. When he had Andre more than what Eddie Hearn, man, I'll take you. Go send Andre over there. More than willing to fight. Nothing. You want to chase Golovkin on some, you know, under the guise of of greatness. You trying to, you know, I'm trying to be great. I want to be great. Which, all right, cool. But Golovkin ain't looking in your direction at the moment. And you have to go to the zone to fight Golovkin. Are you willing to do that? Is I and them niggas gonna let you do that? You can't get Golovkin. You can't get Murata because he's tied up. You and Andre are the only two left in the division that are champions, and you won't even go and fight him. You have every excuse as to why you won't fight him. And I'm seeing niggas who are justifying him not going to fight Andre, but he deserves a fight with Canelo. What are you doing to deserve this shit? What are you, like, come on, man. This shit is sickening with y'all, man. Like, this shit is baffling. It's outright, it's like a head scratcher, bro, because none of y'all niggas want, y'all just don't give a fuck. Y'all are cool and content